Good morning, everybody, and thank you for joining us. We are going to be going over GILICO's new income product. Before we do so, we're going to take a few minutes to do some housekeeping items. First thing we're going to talk about is IAMS new producer builders. As you can see, we do have a $100,000 level that will earn you a $750 cash bonus, an iPad, a postcard mailing, or pre-formatted emails, marketing analysis, and corporate identity package. We have a $250,000 level, 3,000 piece postcard mailing, 2,000 in your marketing reimbursement account, and a $1,500 Visa gift card, or a newspaper ad marketing collateral that does include a brochure, a fact finder, a lead magnet, and a one-sheeter and a microsite. If you can reach the $500,000 in your first 6 months of contracting with us, you can receive a 5,000 piece postcard mailing, as well as Matt Gill's training session, or a 4,000 piece postcard mailing and Dave Pimper's seminar program, or Ritz-Carlton package for you and a guest. Next one that we are going to go over is our business builders. So this is our referred producer program. When you refer an agent to IAMS, your referral does contract with us, you do receive a $50 cash bonus. Just like our business is built on, your business is built on referrals, so is ours. So you'll get a $50 bonus when they contract. Then you'll get $100 or more when your referral does write business with us, and then we're going to pay you 20 points on any business written by your referral. And then our marketing reimbursement program, for every $100,000 of premium that you do submit and goes paid, we put $100 in your marketing reimbursement account. This next slide talks about the foundation of IAMS and what we were built on, and that is our back office support. So we like to say, from submission to commission, we are with you 100% of the way. We are going to help you with all of your case design, all of your getting all your illustrations out, applications, product training links, product brochures, anything you need to write your piece of business. Once you get that piece of business written and submitted to us, we will scrub it and follow up on it every 3 business days to make sure that you do get paid in a timely manner. And the other thing that we do have that's very nice is our paperless contracting system through Surance Bay. And we do have forms at your fingertips, as well as business building tools and resources on our website. So IAMS has had Firelight for at least 9 months now, if not a year. That is our e-app platform for annuities. We do have the majority of the carriers on there, so you can go in and just simply do an e-app, which in this time where it is hard to meet with clients, it is a valuable resource. You can do an e-app and they can e-sign their application. These are the current carriers on the left-hand side that we do have available in our e-app platform. And then these are, on the right side, the carriers that we will be adding soon. Our Creative Marketing Solution department is a great resource for you. And with that, I am going to launch my first poll question. Are you currently using any of IAMS Creative Services? If you could answer yes or no, it would be greatly appreciated. But what our Creative Marketing department can do for you is anything that you need for advertising, or website design, or email marketing, or Facebook marketing, Facebook business page, whatever it is that you need created, they can do for you. And our IAMS website offers a wealth of information. If you do go under the support tab, you can gain access to our sales resource library once you have registered for our website. And you can get your forms online. You can look at all of our MIGA rates. You can look and run income rider comparisons. You can do term life quotes. Our website has a long-term care product grid and our current life and annuity news. We also have a marketing corner that we post a new article to at least once a week. IAMS Wealth Management is the next thing we're going to talk about. I'm going to launch another poll question. Would you like more information on IAMS Wealth? If you could just answer yes or no, it would be greatly appreciated. IAMS Wealth Management is a place to put your 65 license. They can speak with you about how to attain that license. It does really benefit you in a lot of ways, because you are then a full service agent. You can do managed money for your clients. So let's say you have a client with $600,000, and due to suitability purposes, the annuity carrier will only take $300,000. It just gives you another avenue to place that additional $300,000 without having to refer them out to another agent. And it looks like everyone has answered that. So I'm going to close out that poll question, move on to the next slide, which is our Life and Annuity Academy. These are temporarily postponed due to the COVID-19, but we will start those back up again as soon as we possibly can. These are an excellent opportunity for agents who are active in the life and annuity markets looking for new ways to increase their sales. It is a 2-day training. We bring you in on a Wednesday. We bring in our top 4 producers. They go over all of the marketing strategies that they have used over the course of their careers to get from the bottom to the top of the industry. You will have training on sales software. You will have wealth transfer tools. It just is an incredible experience if you do qualify and are able to attend an academy. And once we start those up again, I would advise everyone to register. Okay, so the next slide we have is our Paradise on the Pacific IAMS Marketing Summit in 2021, March 7th through the 11th. We don't know for sure if we are going to have to change those dates a little, but we will have a trip for our qualifiers. The qualification period began July 1 of 2019 and runs through December 31st of 2020. You do need 3.5 million points to qualify, and the date on that trip right now is March 7th through the 11th, 2021. It is a very exquisite resort where there are endless things to do: shopping, golf, anything that you want to do, that resort does provide. And our next slide is for those producers who hit the minimum qualification amount of 6.5 million points. If you do have 8.5 million points, you are instantly qualified. That is going to be at the Punta Mita Elite Resort, and the dates on that follow the first trip, so you will have an extended stay from March 11th through the 14th. And with that being said, I am going to change control over to Joe. He is going to talk about his new income product with a 5% bonus. Joe, are you there?
Yep, let me just switch to this one. Do you guys see it all right?
We can see it.
All right, thanks. Thank you so much, Nicole. My name is Joe Schaefer with Guarantee Income. I just want to start off and say, here at Guarantee Income, we've had an incredible growth story over the last 3 years. We've been able to double our sales each of those 3 years, and it's 100% because of the great relationships and partnerships that we have. And, IAMS is definitely one of those that's really helped us to achieve that. So thank you for your support. We really do appreciate it here. And again, thank you for the time to jump on the call, and I appreciate everyone taking time out of their day to learn a little bit more about our new Wealth Choice Index Annuity series that we launched here at GILICO. So today, what I just kind of want to go over, I just want to start off with a quick overview of just income rider sales as a whole, talk a little bit about the Wealth Choice income rider that we have available, and then talk through a couple different sales ideas, one for deferred income and where we can stack up there, and then an income now idea that we've been sharing with the field that's really been kind of catching on. And so we're really kind of excited about this idea as well because of the payout factors. It's an incredibly compelling story that definitely might be a fit for any clients you're working with that are looking to turn on an income stream immediately. So this data here comes to us from Cheryl Moore's team at Winks, and it just kind of shows, how many indexed annuities are currently being sold with an income rider and how many are just kind of that accumulation only. And we've seen a major shift in our industry over the last, 10 plus years. Right now, it's about 65% of products are actually sold without an income rider. If we would have had this statistics back in that 2008, 2009 timeframe, it would have been flipped. It might even have been something like 80% of products being sold at that point in time had an income rider, and only 20% were accumulation only. And so, why have we seen this shift away from income riders? And we have a few different ideas. By no means is this, everything that's happened. I think one of the big ones was just variable annuities kind of have taken a black eye, over the last several years. And there's a couple different reasons for that, right? The fee piece continues to get brought up with them. People just kind of naturally tend to say, hey, when talking annuities, they're talking about variable annuities and don't differentiate between indexed and VAs. And so obviously the fees, because variable annuities are very expensive. You have M&E, your rider fee, sub-account fee. You can get products that are in that 3-4% range. And so, definitely have seen them take a hit because, there's been a big spotlight shown on just all investment products regarding the fee standpoint. I think another big one is just the complexity of the products. I think insurance carriers as a whole have accidentally probably, outsmarted themselves and started to create these products that have great stories. And for those of us on the phone that work in this industry, that understand these products, we can kind of follow what's going on. We understand how it works. But when we think about the average American out there that has little to no exposure to annuities, it's very confusing and it's very hard for them to understand. And so, it's just a very complex product that's really designed to do a really simple thing, right? Create an income stream you can't outlive. And so I think we've kind of messed it up on our own. Another factor I think that's really caused this shift away from income riders is the economy, right? From 2009 to 2020, we experienced the longest bull market in our history. And I kind of relate this to, a kid playing around the fire, right? Kids not scared of it until they get burned. In 2008, clients got burnt by the market. It stung. They liked the idea of a guaranteed income stream. They liked the idea of getting their money out of the market. Then as time kind of went along, clients forgot about that sting that they experienced. And all of a sudden we're having this great run in the economy. Things are fantastic. And they forgot how much it hurt when they had that correction. And so they decided, we don't need that guaranteed income stream. We'll just look to an investment portfolio to provide our income. And, obviously that can definitely work for your clients. And I think there's an opportunity for us because of, obviously what's happened here in March. Again, we hit a correction, even though the market's mostly bounced back at this point in time. As an overall, like, you still look at the volatility out there, it's still really high. I don't know about you guys, but every morning when I look through my news feed, I must have clicked on some doom and gloom stuff at some point in time, because everything I see is like, oh, the second wave is coming. The economy can't sustain. We're dark days are ahead. And so, odds are your clients are probably seeing those same headlines, and they have that fear. And so, I think there's a great opportunity for income writers to provide that guaranteed income stream, because clients they're a little nervous, they're a little uncertain of what's going on. And the last one, and this one's kind of on all of us here, right? We're not selling income riders the way that clients are actually utilizing those income riders. And I'm going to come back to this bullet point here in a couple of slides with some statistics to really kind of explain my point around that. So here at Guarantee Income, with the Wealth Choice series that we launched back in January, our income rider is available on the 7 and the 10-year version. We do offer a 5-year version of this product as well. That's just an accumulation only story there. We will issue up to age 75. There is a 3-year wait before you can activate our income rider. But again, I'll give you a sales concept on how we can actually start taking income off the product now, even though we have to wait for the rider to get turned on. And then the nice thing is just a 75 basis point rider fee for this optional rider. So very kind of low cost when you look at some of the other products in the market space. What's unique and a little bit different about our income rider, instead of having a guaranteed benefit base that rolls up at a set percentage, we actually just take the account balance times the client's age when they go to turn on the income rider, and that will determine what their payout is. So the example on the screen, $100,000 for a client age 75, they have a 7.5% withdrawal rate at that point in time. So they'd get $7,500 for life in this scenario. Each year that the client defers the income, they do get a 10% or 10 bip increase to their payout factor. Or the really kind of easy way to remember is you just basically take the client's age, as long as they're under the age of 85, take their age. So if they're 67, put a decimal point in the middle of it. That's the payout factor for your client. So some of the best payout factors out there in the industry for them to work with. We do offer an increasing income option. As you can see, if the client elects to take that increasing income option, it's a reduced down initial payout factor. And then I'll talk about how that works a little bit later here in the presentation. So going back to the couple slides earlier where I said reasons for people getting away from it, and that last bullet point on how we're not actually selling products the way that clients are utilizing them. And so this, again, this is information that came to us from Winks in one of their sales reports. The average duration for clients to wait before they actually activate an income rider on an indexed annuity is 2.7 years right now. So the average person typically waits about 3 years before they activate the income rider. 65% of income riders are actually turned on within the first 4 years of the contract. All right, so that's 2/3 of all index annuity income riders are activated by the 4th year. In fact, the highest utilization is the first year, it's something like 21%. Each year after that, you see a decline in it until you get to the 10th year, where we get a little bit of a bump up, but still in year 10, less than 4% of riders are activated at that point in time. And so why do I say there's a disconnect between how we're selling them and how clients are using them? And I was 100% guilty of this in a previous role as a marketer. Anytime I had one of our advisors call in and wanted an income quote, what did I do? I called around the carriers. I said, hey, defer it 10 years, activate the income rider. Whoever's the best at that point in time, that's the one that we're going to go with. But the truth is, people are rarely actually using the annuity that way. Instead, I should have been focusing on, hey, in those first 5 years, what kind of income can we generate? Because that's when clients are actually going to use the income rider. And so that's where we kind of come up with this concept of, where we feel like our product can be a great fit for that deferred income, the deferred income client that you have there. And this concept of not having a benefit base, it was a little different for me. And so what I did just internally to kind of help myself out was I wanted to do a comparison. And I'm going to call it a high guarantee product. And this could be anybody out there, but this is a pretty common one that you see in the marketplace, right? Company XYZ has a benefit that grows at 10% simple, compounding for 10 years. Rider fee at 1.05. We'll do a level payout option. We'll just assume a 3% annual return for their product as well as our Wealth Choice 10. Again, as I said, our rider fee a little bit less at that 75 basis point, and we'll do that level payout option there. And so this next slide, a lot going on. So I used a client, age 60, put 100,000 in, just kind of wanted to see how we stacked up to this product. And the one I knew we were going to win on was the fee piece, right? Not only is our rider fee a little bit less, but because most of those high guarantee products calculate the rider fee, they take it times the rider fee times the benefit base that's growing at that 10% simple. I knew we'd have significant savings from just a rider fee standpoint. So as you can see here, after 10 years, about $8,500 for us. The other product at $16,000, almost double where we're at from a fee standpoint. So client pays a lot less to have the income. What kind of surprised me was this next one. When we look at, income years 4, 5, even 6, again, where clients are actually starting to utilize it, if we're not higher than the high guarantee product, we're right there with it. So where clients are actually using the income rider, we're very strong from that standpoint as far as what we can produce there. And then the last one is, I remember when I got into the industry, I still remember going through the training process. I had zero exposure to indexed annuities prior to starting this job. And the hardest concept for me to ever understand was how a benefit base worked, right? The fact that this number here is a fictional number, there's no cash value to it. It confused me. We had two values. It took a long time. And I can just imagine for a lot of you on the phone right now, you've had to have long conversations with your clients, like explaining what this value is versus the cash value, why you can't walk away with it. So we really feel like with the Wealth Choice, by eliminating that benefit base, it's an easier product for the client to understand and sell. And then it's something that as you have annual meetings with your clients, you're not having to go back and continually explain what it is that they purchase, right? Because it's just, hey, accumulation, it's only this one value that we have times whatever your payout factor is based on what age we turn it on. Also, if a client after the 10th year doesn't need it, and I saw this a lot, where, 10 years, we don't need the income rider, life happens, things change, they decide they don't need it. It's really hard to move these products with these high benefit bases because, regulators look for, hey, why did the client surrender an $80,000 difference in the benefit base and the cash value? So it's a bit of a red flag there. So we feel like with ours, a little bit simpler, client's going to have more money to move if they don't need the income. And it's just an easier deal because they're not forfeiting that high benefit base. So as I mentioned earlier, 21, the highest utilization of income riders is in that first year where it's about 20% of people. So we do have a way where we can generate an income stream now for your clients. And so we kind of came up with this concept, and what we're going to do is use our Wealth Choice 10. We're going to add our optional 5% bonus to it. We have a client age 65 with $100,000, and I really want to be conservative in how I show this and illustrate this for you. I don't want to, use an index with some like crazy back tested data that just happens to really show well in this scenario. I'm going to be conservative, putting in our fixed rate. It's currently at 1.5%. And what I'm going to do is our product allows a 10% penalty free withdrawal for your clients, not only in the first year as well, in every year of the contract, I should say. So even in the first year, you can get a 10% based on whatever the amount, the premium that they put in, and then you can continue to get the 10% of whatever your account balance is. So in this scenario, this 65-year-old is going to take a 6% withdrawal, or $6,000 for the first 3 years, and then in that fourth year, we're going to activate the income rider. And so what we're going to see here is first 3 years, taking that $6,000 penalty-free withdrawal, even though we're drawing down our actual accumulation value, because the payout factors are so strong with this product, when we go to activate the income in the 4th year, we're actually able to maintain that $6,000 payment. And again, this is just using the fixed account paying 1.5%. Now, is 6,000 always the number that we can start with to, maintain this level payout throughout the life of the contract? No. So if the client's younger, we'd have to kind of dial this down. If the client is older, obviously then we could take a higher withdrawal than that 6,000. The nice thing is, essentially you're giving your client a 6% withdrawal rate. When we think about the gold standard in the industry, right, at 65, 5% withdrawal rate was kind of always been that gold standard number. So here you're actually able to see a higher payout. What surprised me with this was I just kind of ran it against a SPIA just to kind of see. And in this situation, it comes out really positive. We'll show you, this doesn't always necessarily work, but it's something to at least consider if you have clients looking for a high income now. So I just did a single life payout. I didn't put any type of guarantee on it. So there's no like period certain return, no cash return. It's just straight annuitizing to see $100,000 on a 65-year-old. And as you can see here, there's one carrier that comes out with just a slightly higher income than us, but then we're actually better than most of the other SPIA options out there. And again, that's all without actually annuitizing the contract for your client. So your client maintains control of it. It's a little bit more work for you as the agent on it because obviously we're taking penalty-free withdrawals and then activating the income rider. But because of that extra work that you're doing, obviously a 10-year index annuity is going to have a higher compensation than what you're going to see with a SPIA payout. So it's a really cool concept to still give your clients, maximum income now with this. And again, this doesn't always be the SPIA, just depends on client age, things like that. We can definitely kind of show you some scenarios there. Next slide here. This is probably my favorite slide of the entire presentation. And this is a big one, and it really does jump out. With our income rider, we don't reduce our payout factors for joint life. So it's the same payout factors. It's just going to be whatever the youngest spouse's age is going to determine what that is. We don't increase the rider fee like you'll sometimes see with the variable annuity. It's still just that 75 basis point charge at that point in time. So when it comes to joint income, we're one of the best options in the market. I know a lot of people, they try to run joint payout options, and the reduction down in those payout factors makes it really hard for the client. So a lot of times you just end up, we'll just put it on one. We'll put it on the wife, for example, and she should outlive the husband. We're a great option for clients looking for that joint income. And so kind of just going back to that story we just shared of that income now. So as you can see here, these numbers still stay the same. So we have a client, joint couple, both age 65. We're still able to maintain that 6% withdrawal at age 65 for them. If we go back and compare this to a joint life SPIA, obviously significantly more income with our product. So here you see the highest payout factor for a joint life with no returns is at $4,900. I think what's kind of fun and another concept that we can kind of run with is, okay, the previous example I showed was putting 100% of the money into a fixed account, and just earning 1.5%. What if instead, because we can still get a much higher income than they're going to get off that SPIA, what if we put the money into something like a point-to-point cap that has the opportunity to get some returns? And so what you'll see with this one is, because when we look at our guaranteed values, I'm going to draw down this initial withdrawal just a little bit. So instead of 6%, going to use $5,800. And in this scenario here, we're assuming zero return in the market every year. So this is our guaranteed value. So each year they're taking a withdrawal. They're getting no positive returns from that S&P point-to-point cap. And we still are able to maintain that $5,800. So still $800 more than what they're getting off of that SPIA joint life option. And this is significantly higher than what you're going to find as well for any other like index annuities for an income now standpoint. But now what if when we use this hypothetical value and actually get some positive returns, what can this do for our client? So here we have the situation where it's just back testing the S&P 500. We have a point-to-point cap at 4% on this. And so we're not nothing crazy. But what we see here, first 3 years, we do the $5,800 because we're conservative with it. But then in that year fourth, because they had positive returns, now the client gets a bump up in pay. Obviously, when you're selling this to the client, we don't know what this number is going to be when they activate the income rider. But again, that potential to earn an even higher income than what they did. The other big positive here is the accumulation value is going to last a little bit longer. So even after 20 years of taking income off of this, there's still a little bit of a balance. So if something happens to them, there's something they can pass on to a beneficiary. So again, this is a concept that's really starting to catch on. We're really pushing it hard on our end. And, if you have a married couple looking for joint income, we really feel like we can be a strong option for you and for those clients there. As I mentioned earlier, we do have an increasing income option. As I said, the initial payout factor is reduced down a little bit. So instead of the 7.5%, it's 5.6%. What's nice about our increasing income option, it's a 3% guaranteed growth. So it's not tied to positive index returns. And it's even after the account balance goes to zero, you'll continue to get that 3% growth for your client. So this is good if you have clients that are younger looking to turn on an income stream. This can be a good option there for them. When looking at our crediting rates, so here you see all 4 versions of the Wealth Choice. Our 5-year product has always been in the top 3 as far as 5-year indexed annuities go from a point-to-point cap standpoint, currently at 5%. So one of the best options there for clients looking for short-term accumulation. The 7-year with the 5% cap, 7 years usually been about the top 5 as far as 7-year indexed annuities go. And then you can see here, if the client doesn't want to take that 5% bonus, they get a little bit higher cap and par rate. If they do take that 5% premium bonus, it is just reduced down just a little bit. So still really competitive even in that 10-year space. As far as state availability with this product, we're working really hard to get this approved in 48 states. We're not going to go into New York like most carriers, and then Alaska is another one. I don't think that we'll ever have the product available there, but we are working hard trying to get it approved. I know the next one that's going to go live for us is New Jersey here sometime in July. Just a little bit about us here with Guarantee Income. We are a B++ rated carrier. We have had a really great start to our year. Most of you might have seen we did acquire the closed block of business from Lincoln Benefit Life. So that took us from our parent company, Couvert. We were at about $6 billion in assets under management at that point in time. We are now up to $22 billion in assets under management. We're trying to get to where we're going to be an A-rated carrier at some point in time here in the near future. So that is our goal. The nice thing is we internally price our products as though we were an A-rated carrier. So if we do get the upgrade, you won't see this drastic change in our product offering. We've been kind of known as a really strong MIGA shop, so we will continue to have strong rates there as well. But just, again, quick advantages of the product, competitive rates, really allow your clients to maximize accumulation. We do offer a return of premium. It's just built into the product. The client just has to hold it for 5 years. At that point in time, they can get their initial premium out minus any withdrawals. So again, standard feature there. They don't have to pay a rider fee for that option. The 5% bonus is available on just the 10-year version of the product. And then again, with that low cost, innovative income rider, offering some of the highest payout factors in the industry, no reduction in payout factors for joint income, and then again, an increasing income option with that. So with that, Nicole, I'll probably throw it back to you, see if there's any questions or thoughts or things like that. Or I guess if you have questions and you're on the call, feel free to type those in. California is, not quite available in California. It's been a slow process, and then obviously with the COVID stuff has slowed us down a little bit more from that standpoint. Good question. Hopefully we can get that one approved. That's a big one for us to try to get it turned on. Looks like I think if there's any other questions, pipe them in. Otherwise, yeah, please reach out to the marketing team at IAMS. Again, thank you for your time on the call today. Really do appreciate it. Appreciate the support from the group at IAMS and everything they've done for us as well. So thank you so much for the time. Really appreciate it and enjoy it, and we're just excited to continue to grow the relationship here.